It's cold today. I don't even know what I'm doing. Why do I look shiny? Alright. Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie. If you are new here, I'm so glad you have made it somehow to my channel. I hope you subscribe to stick around for more videos. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I got my VBAC and just a couple like tips and tricks, I guess, or just things that I did that I think really did help me achieve my VBAC. So before I get started, I do want to say I'm not a nurse, I am not a midwife, I'm not a doctor, I'm not any type of medical professional. So if you really do have questions and you really do want to know if you can have a VBAC, please contact your doctor. I'm not here to tell you yes or no, but I do have like the experience of having a VBAC and going through a whole pregnancy wondering if I can get to that VBAC and have that VBAC, which I did, thankfully. But also, I do want to say my VBAC, my C-section was due to a breech baby. So most of my things that I did to get a VBAC was to avoid that breech baby position. I know a lot of C-sections happen because baby is breech also. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing I did was find a healthcare provider that was supportive of a VBAC and that did VBACs and that would support me in my decision to have a VBAC. So my doctor was very supportive. At first, when I met her, she just I feel like we just had to get to know each other because like my first few appointments, it was just kind of dull and awkward, but she knew I wanted to have a VBAC and she really did make sure that I could have a VBAC. She did all the tests that I needed to do to see if my incision was on my uterus was this way instead of this way. She contacted my OB and all that just to figure out everything that she needed to know in order to support me in my VBAC decision. So that's the first thing I think is really important, is just to find a midwife or a doctor or anybody in the healthcare field that is willing to support you in that decision to do your VBAC, because a lot of doctors are VBAC tolerant and a lot of doctors don't want you to do a VBAC. So you need to find someone who is supportive of supportive of your decision to do a VBAC. So that's really important. So the second thing I did was just I did a little bit of research and I made a plan on how I was going to do my VBAC. I followed a lot of accounts on Instagram that really just gave supportive information and facts, and just so I can educate myself on like how I can achieve my VBAC, and just so I can know how other VBACs go and like the percentage of VBACs from like this kind of C-section and all that. So I'm going to share with you guys a couple of Instagram accounts that I did follow. The first one that really helped me, she's so supportive and awesome. Like I even messaged her when I had my VBAC and I was like, I did it, like I got my VBAC, and she was so proud of me and so happy. But it's Trish Ware and her username is labor nurse mama, labor.nurse.mama. But she's a labor and delivery nurse, virtual birth coach, and she has online classes with a lot of coaching, and she just has, this is her Instagram, sorry the glare there. But she has so much information on her account, and she does reels, and she just shares so much about birth in general. So I really enjoyed her content on her Instagram. I still follow her. The next account was the VBAC link. So this is their account. There we go, the VBAC link. I really did enjoy actually looking at people who had a VBAC, and they posted a lot of women who did get their VBACs on there. So it was just encouraging, and they had a lot of information and a lot of facts about recovery or just things that you needed to know if you were having your VBAC. Another one was VBAC Birth Stories, which is just another one I liked because it just made it like, I got so much anxiety because I was like thinking I'm just gonna end up having another C-section. So I was getting really scared that like towards the end of my pregnancy that I was just gonna end up with another C-section. So this just had a lot of more stories and success stories of people having their VBACs after like 2 or 3 C-sections sometimes, so that was really encouraging for me too. And the last one, sorry, VBAC facts, and they just have a lot of statistics and reports and research and facts about VBACs and C-sections. So this account, this is more like just facts and like research and education rather than like success stories, but I really did like to have that on my timeline to see every once in a while. It's really cool today, so it's also my birthday, but this video won't be posted on my birthday. Another thing, I didn't do this in my first pregnancy, and I don't know if this actually helped, but I drank raspberry leaf tea starting at 30 weeks, literally every night, almost every night. Sometimes I'd get home late after doing something and I didn't drink it, but mostly every night I would drink raspberry leaf tea. It's supposed to strengthen and tone your uterus, and a lot of midwives recommended it, and my doctor recommended it. So yeah, and apparently it's supposed to induce labor, but I mean, when baby's ready, baby will be here. But I think the toning and strengthening of the uterus, it might have helped. I'm not exactly sure, but I think my labor was about 12 hours. I started having contractions around 5 a.m. and she was born at 5 a.m. and she was born at 5:15 p.m. So I feel like that really might have helped. I could have had a shorter or longer labor with or without it. I have no idea, but it supposedly strengthens and tones your uterus, and it tastes good too, so might as well try it. Another thing, this was to make sure that baby was head down. Towards the end of the pregnancy, I had a few extra appointments. I had 2 extra ultrasounds and one where I actually did go back to triage for a little bit, but this was more to make sure baby was moving and doing, like, just doing okay. But I had one ultrasound where my doctor got her little, like, literally it was like on an iPad and like the thing they put on your belly, and she just made sure that around 34 weeks that baby was head down, and she was, so that was encouraging, because I was so anxious that she wouldn't be head down, because Alana was head down literally my entire pregnancy, and like occasionally she would flip over, but most of the time she was head down, literally until I had to push in labor. So I was getting so much anxiety that she wasn't going to be head down. So my doctor had me scheduled for an ultrasound at 34, or no, she just did the ultrasound on her own. And then at 36 weeks I had another ultrasound and she was head down, and they said she was really, really low, so there was no chance of her like rotating or moving back to like not be head down, so that was encouraging. Another thing that I did was I stayed active. Towards the end of my pregnancy, I walked a lot and I stayed active just to keep the baby engaged in the pelvis, because movement supposedly helps that. I did a lot of walking. I literally walked almost every single day. We were going for a walk, and I did a lot of curb walking, and occasionally when I could, I would go swimming. So any type of movement, especially walking where your hips are, you know, moving like this, it just like shuffles the baby down lower and lower into the pelvis. So yeah, I made sure that I was active and that baby was not going anywhere, and that she was engaged in the pelvis and not able to flip over. And the last thing that I wanted to do was not have any type of induction or any type of like Pitocin, nothing like that. Nothing that I scheduled a day to go in and get induced or anything like that. I just wanted it to be all natural and like just have my body go into labor on its own, which thankfully it did. The first time around, my water was leaking. It broke in the middle of the night sometime, and it just was leaking throughout the night, and got to the hospital in the morning, and they like straight up just, I was already having contractions and they straight up gave me Pitocin. They like didn't wait for my body to do anything, and if I had known better, I would have said no. I should have been like, let my body do its thing, because that's literally what happened this time around. I started having contractions around 5. I came in around noon to the hospital, and my doctor broke my water, and she like put a little monitor in to like measure my contractions, how intense they are, and to make sure that I am not getting a uterine rupture. But other than that, I didn't get any type of like, nothing up there to help me dilate, no Pitocin to help with contractions. Like my body just went all natural, which I really liked. I didn't want that induction process because I felt like the first time around they were so like, they say when your water breaks that you're only allowed to go a certain amount of time with it broken before the baby's born. So I feel like they were just so focused on getting baby born than to like see how I was doing and to like check me, because she was head down when I got to the hospital, and then somewhere in there she flipped and they didn't know because they were just like focused on the Pitocin and getting me through labor. They had no idea that she wasn't head down. So they had to rush me to the OR. But my doctor was super amazing and I loved having her there. She was awesome how she handled that situation. She had to go from the clinic to the hospital and she did my C-section. She got there right on time. So anyways, this time around, everything happened naturally. They did several checks. They always came in to see how I was doing. I know that walking around and like doing other stuff helps, but I really just was so tired. I just wanted to lay in bed, and honestly, like I kind of was doing a little thing with my hips, which helped with the contractions. So yeah, I just laid in bed and let my body do its thing, and the nurse helped me get in different positions to get the baby more engaged, and my pelvis opened up a little bit. So I really liked the natural process that went through with my second labor. So but anyways, I hope this video was helpful to anyone out there wanting to do a VBAC. It's totally possible. I was so scared, so anxious I wouldn't have my VBAC, but I did it, and I'm so happy and so thankful that it all worked out, and yours can too. So thank you so much for everything. I think we've reached 2,000 subscribers. You guys are so amazing, so awesome. Thank you for all the support you've given to our channel. We're just very grateful and appreciative of you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.